Hello students, in science we are doing our chapter number 13 sound, and we already discussed sound is a form of energy, how the sound is produced by the objects when they vibrate, how the sound is produced by the humans by their organ that is known as the vocal cords, Adam's apple, larynx, and we already discussed how the sound is propagated or sound propagate through the medium. Sound needs a medium for the propagation. Without medium, sound cannot travel. Sound cannot travel through the vacuums. Now we will start today with sound travel through solids. For this, let me consider an example. Here, there are two childs. One is standing this side, other is that side, and that this boy, this child is tapping on the this, you can say, table, and when it tap on the table, it that table starts vibrate and produces sound, and that sound is travel into this table and can be heard by this boy here. You can also do this activity at home, and it means the sound is travel in solids. Another example, you very well known about this toy telephone, and in this toy telephone there is a two cans or cup like structures. They are joined through a string, and when one person is speaking from one end, then due to this string the vibrations or the sound is travel in this string and can be reached to the another person. It means what is clear from these two examples, this it is clear from these two examples the sound can easily travel through the solids, and sound also travel in on all directions. Means sound it is not means sound is travel spread in all the directions. If one person is speaking from one place, then the sound is travel or spread in all the direction, not in a particular or one in one direction, but it travels in all the directions. So sound can travel through solids and sound can travel in all the directions. Next is sound travel through liquids also. Here is one example is that a boy placed a bell in a water containing a tub like, and when he putting his ear on the surface of the water, then he can easily able to listen that sound produced by this bell. It means the sound is can travel through the water also, or means the liquids also. Sound can easily travel through the solids as well as sound can also travel through the liquids. Even you are seeing here an aquarium or uh, the organisms which are aquatic, you can say aquatic animals or aquatic organisms which are living in the sea or in water. They can also communicate. They can also communicate through the water or the sounds that can, so that the sound, because the sound is travel through the liquids, so it means the sound can easily travel through the liquids also. Our next question is sound travel faster in solids or liquids? So sound is travel faster in solids than liquids. How we can say this? Because you know sound of if I explain to you how the sound is travel, then sound can travel by the two words we are using. We must use here there is a compression and the rarefaction. Every matter is made up of the particles or the atoms. So air, if I assume this is a speaker and this is the ear, and sound is traveling from this speaker to this ear through the air. So air is made up of the atoms, and here when this sound is coming out from the speaker, then the particles of the air at one place they becomes far apart, they becomes away from each other, and that situation, that condition is called rarefaction. And the particles are close to each other in one situation, and that is called compression. So here the particles are close together, and they could create a region of high pressure, and this is called compression. And here the particles are again away from each other. This situation is called rarefaction. And so sound is travel in this form: compression, rarefaction, compression, rarefaction, compression. So as solids have the particles close together, in solids all the atoms, all the particles are very close to each other, so sound can travel fast in solids as compared to the liquids, and as compared to the gases, because in liquids the intermolecular space, or the space between the two particles, the space between the two atoms is less in liquids as compared to that of the solids, and it is very, you can say, least, very less in case of the gases. All the particles, or all the atoms of the gases are far apart, very, very, you can say, very far apart from each other. So sound can travel fastest in solids, faster in liquid, and it is slowest in gases. Now the sound travel through the gases, and it is the speed of the sound travel through the air or the gases is approximately 330 meter per second. This is the approximation value, and because the speed of the sound is depend upon the so many factors like temperature, it is also depend upon the wind speed, it is also depend upon the density, as I explained earlier, that is the solid, liquid, or gases. And if here the sound is travel in air, that is the approximation value is 330 meter per second. Now our next question is, how do we hear sound? So far we discussed how the sound is produced, how the sound is produced in humans by the humans. But now our next question is how we hear the sound. So we hear the sound by an organ that is called the ear. Ear is a sensitive organ which enables us to hear the sounds that produced around us. And you all can hear the sound by your